Hi there, I'm Justin Pritchard, and this video is just for you if you're about to buy your first newer car in a very long time, and if that car will have advanced safety features like blind spot monitoring, forward collision alert, and lane departure alert, and maybe you're not sure what those are like or how they're all going to work. So we'll take a quick look at each of those systems, what they're for, what they do, how they work, situations where they may not work, and more, and by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of what to expect, I hope. And so we're focusing on the more commonly available systems in more affordable cars nowadays. Again, lane departure alert, blind spot monitoring, and forward collision warning, though a lot of the information that I'm going to give you here can be applied to other safety systems as well. So let's dive in. First, lane departure alert, which may also be called lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, or lane departure mitigation, depending on the vehicle. In any case, a forward-facing camera or cameras watch the position of your vehicle relative to lane markings, and if you leave your lane unintentionally, that is, without a corresponding turn signal, the system warns you, usually with a beeper, a flashing light, or some vibration through the steering wheel or seat. And remember that some systems can just warn you of an accidental lane departure, and others can apply a small amount of autonomous steering to actually help keep you from leaving your lane in the first place. But lane departure alert only works if it can see the lines, so it won't work on snow-covered roads, it may not work on heavily salted dry roads, and it will definitely not work if the forward-facing camera is blocked. Also, wet roads, tar strips, or even wet tire stripes on dry pavement can confuse the camera and cause false alarms from time to time. And finally, if there are no lane markings, the system can't do its job. Next up, forward collision alert, or FCA, also known as forward collision warning, or FCW, pre-collision alert, and others. And by using a forward-facing camera or radar, it constantly monitors the distance between you and the next car up the road. And in moments where you're getting too close to that car too quickly, then forward collision alert can warn you to brake or to take corrective action earlier, which can give you more time to react. Now, the warning is usually a beep, a flashing light, a vibration, or some combination thereof. Now, some systems can warn you of an elevated collision risk, and others can automatically slow or stop your vehicle to prevent or minimize an impact in certain situations. Now, it's very important that you understand exactly how this system works in relation to your specific vehicle. You'll find that in the owner's manual, and also never ever try to test the system by driving towards something without braking. Forward collision alert needs to see the road ahead to be able to do its job, and usually it uses radar to do that, but even a thin layer of snow or ice or even summertime bug guts can block that radar component in the front of the car, which takes the system offline. Now, some cars use cameras instead of radar for this system, which are easier to keep clear because you just use your wipers. If you've got a Subaru with EyeSight or any other camera-based forward collision alert system, then that's the case for you. But use caution in bad weather, and especially in winter where forward collision alert is most likely to be unavailable. Finally, blind spot monitoring, which is BSM, or maybe blind spot information system, or BLIS, or blind spot assist, BSA, or various others. And here, radar looks behind the vehicle and beside it, and that's to warn you if there's another vehicle that's in your blind spot area, and if so, a corresponding warning light pops up on or near the rearview mirror on that side of the car. And that's so that you have an extra warning to check your mirrors extra carefully before changing lanes. And if you signal in that direction regardless of the warning, the light usually flashes brightly to warn you to stay where you are, and some systems can even apply slight automatic steering to keep you from sideswiping another car if you try to change lanes despite the warnings. Blind spot monitoring can be confused by certain types of nearby infrastructure, things like metal guardrails, and a buildup of snow or ice on the rear of your vehicle can cause inconsistent or non-operation. And note the placement of the blind spot monitoring warning lights. They're on or near the rear view mirrors because you still need to use those. So as well as these systems work in ideal conditions, it's important for you as a driver to understand that they don't work in every situation every single time. Also, certain systems only work above, below, or between certain speeds. And when a system is not available because of your speed, or often more so when it can't see because of poor visibility or blocked radar, you'll get a warning light or a message in your instrument cluster, but check your owner's manual for the specifics on your specific car. Simply, your car has ways to alert you as to when each safety system is active and when it's not, and you'll want to know that and how it works. If you read nothing else in your owner's manual, read about how these advanced safety systems work, how they don't, and how they'll warn you when they're offline. You'll also find information on how and when to clean the radar sensors, what sort of conditions might cause problems with operation, and how the systems will alert you when they're not available. And contrary to somewhat popular belief amongst people who haven't used them, the use of these advanced safety systems is not mandatory, and I've yet to see one that I couldn't disable with a button press or two. I've also heard from readers and viewers concerned about false alarms and how those might cause the vehicle to respond dangerously or to try and steal control from them and cause an accident. In certain situations in certain vehicles, I've gotten the odd unwanted autonomous steering input or a poorly timed throttle or brake input, but driver wins programming means that these are easily mitigated by just holding your course. I've had hundreds of false alarms from these systems in dozens of different cars over the years, and in no case was I ever left fighting the car or wrestling it for control. Those autonomous inputs are gentle, slow, and more importantly, they're designed that you can easily override them provided that you're alert and in full control of the vehicle with both hands on the wheel and both eyes on the road where they belong. So let's finish with my thoughts on another common question that I get all the time, and that is if you can turn these safety systems off, and if they don't work all of the time, then what's the point of having them? The thing is that none of these systems are intended to replace your safe and attentive driving, and you shouldn't use any of them as a means to spend less time focusing on the task at hand. They work with, not in place of, you being focused and fully aware of your surroundings at all times. And so if you're a safe and attentive driver, then just keep that up, and these systems give you an extra bit of a safety net, an extra layer of protection that works with your safe and attentive driving. Of course, if you're planning on using safety features like these so that you can catch up on Game of Thrones or do your online banking while you're flying down the 401, then just please don't. End of the day, a little extra help is always nice, but safety at the wheel is ultimately the responsibility of this computer system and this computer system alone. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Have you recently bought a car with advanced safety features like these for the first time? If so, let us know down in the comments section below what that experience was like for you, and feel free to share any tips that you might have for your fellow motorists as well. Until next time, take care and drive safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next video.